So this looks like a completely normal boss event, right? You take a look at the rules, you can see that the boss health has been reduced by a little bit, every single tower is available, 4 paragons available, so what's the catch? Well, the catch is that you can only use 20 towers max, and this might be a little bit annoying when it comes to farming later down the line. Alright, so theoretically there are a lot of things that we can do to alleviate this pressure of only having to use 20 towers. So for example, the paragons are going to be a little bit weaker, the farming is going to be a little bit weaker, I guess, but we can use something like the Monkey-opolis so we can absorb a couple of farms. When you buy paragons, by the way, the catch is that all of the towers get absorbed, but they're going to be a little bit weaker actually themselves because you cannot have that many sacrificial towers for the paragons. And other than that, I guess because it's 20, I'm not exactly sure how much of a difference we're going to see in the early game, but I feel like there's going to be some difference in the late game for sure. So I don't know, let's start farming up. Let's start placing some of these farms. You know what's kind of annoying? I just tried this in Sandbox. You cannot have 3 farms here in the top row, I don't think, unless there's like this pixel perfect placement. I think you can only have 2. So let's have the first one like this. I'm gonna go for another one here on the right side, then a village in the middle, and then 3 at the bottom. Right, so let me start upgrading these farms up. Let's get this one to 100. They were kind enough to let us have you know, all of these towers which are really good versus phase. Like the best towers were not banned. So for example, we can use the elite defender millipad with the mill crosspad actually for the tier 1. We can use the mat for the tier 2. Not trying too hard today on the farming because phase is at 75% of its HP, and just because the early game, I don't think it's gonna be that impacted by this limited tower amount. I think we can survive just fine if we're just doing the marketplaces. Alright, so I have all these farms like this, and then a village fits really nicely into the middle. Can I have all of them without upgrading to a bigger radius? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's get the bigger radius. This one goes into range as well. Get the discounts going, and start upgrading all of these 5 farms into the marketplaces. Alright, so just checking in with you guys. This is gonna be farm, or I should say marketplace number 5. We're defending only with Sana and the free Dark Monkey. She is actually really good onto these boss events because she can just defend by herself for super long. She can also pop lead balloons with her level 3 ability, so as long as you time it correctly, you should be fine basically up until the tier 1. Alright, so around 38, let me get the Fair Chase boat. Honestly, wouldn't even be a bad idea to get something like the Grape Shot and maybe even the Hot Shot, just because I want to get this extra little bit of damage. And I think the next thing we're going for is just gonna be straight up the middle crosspad elite defender. So let me just try and find a spot for this guy. Oh wait a minute, it's like one single pixel that I can fit this guy into the middle. Can I find some spot on the side? Yeah, there we go. Let's have like this. And here it comes. Alright, so the tier 1, 15,000 HP. So at 75%, the normal is 20. Let's go like this. Get to the shrapnel. I think I'm just gonna have the sniper on strong, right? We only want this guy attacking phase, nothing else. Alright, so around 43, we should have the money for the elite defender. And then straight up after this, I think what are we doing? I think we're gonna be going for the central markets into the banana central essentially. I think, however, we're gonna need a new setup. So I want to set a couple of farms here on the left side as well. So let me just kind of start marking some of their spots. Go like this. That's gonna be 3 farms. The banana central itself I plan on having here on the bottom left, and then all of 5 of these farms are gonna be BRFs, which we're gonna absorb into this guy, which is eventually gonna become the Monkey-opolis. How's the boss looking though? I think we have like 2 skulls remaining. We weren't exactly, yeah, it's 2 skulls and then like 3 HP bars, so about halfway there, give or take. This is all because we didn't exactly start with the elite defender, and also we have like this mill crosspad. It does get +2 damage versus cow balloons thanks to the night vision goggles, but it's still gonna be a lot slower than like the 205, right? Well, actually, technically, it's not gonna be slower because I did a video on this. I tested this a very long time ago, and versus phase, if you go for the 205 and you give it camo detection, it is actually going to be slower than the 025 because the 025 has the innate camo. That's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, but yeah, that's exactly how this thing works. You actually want to be going for the 025 versus phase. I mean, one of the things that's kind of delaying this pop is the fact that we're not exactly losing lives because this guy has a shrapnel, so he is cleaning out the small balloons, so we're not getting the proc on the passive ability. But you know what? It's around 49, so a little bit of a later pop than usual, but we get it done. So there goes the tier 1. We just collect the reward, and then we need to start, you know, just get going up to like these upgrades in the central markets. So let's go like this. Sell this guy, buy 2 central markets, and then are we fine with the defense is my question. Alright, so Sada is level 9, so she can probably deal with an entire mob layer by herself, and if she can, then it's probably gonna be fine throughout the 50s if I'm good with the abilities, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, kinda slow on the farming, not gonna lie. If we were doing the IMF farming, by this point, we would have probably had the banana central, but we're kinda late, so I transitioned into just getting the BRF here on the left side. I upgraded this village to the Monkey City, and I think we're just not gonna go for the banana central yet. I think we're gonna go for the mat straight up for the tier 2. And how crazy is our defense, guys? Look at this thing. Around 59, we're only defending with a 025 5 favorite trades both, and just Sada. That's about it. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I love Sada for some of these bosses. Even though she doesn't make money, she makes making money easier because you're not focusing on defense. But this is gonna be around 59, so let's buy up the Mad now. I'm gonna use the same exact spot that I used for the snipers to go like this, buy the Rocket Storm. You guys know what? It actually might be worth selling one of these central markets so we can buy the Mad faster, we pop the boss faster, and then we go back to farming a little bit faster. So I'm actually gonna do that. Let's sell this guy. Let me buy the Mad, and let's just kind of have the Mad focused like this. I'm gonna go all out with the ability, so not gonna be saving it or anything like that. The Mad ability doesn't even last that long, honestly. All right, now look at how fast this guy is just destroying the boss. We do need to be careful versus 63 though, because our defenses versus that specific round are not exactly good. So here's the plan. Let's save up the Mad ability. I'm gonna open with the Mad ability, I think. So we have the boss as well. So there goes the first wave of ceramics. Just use the ability. Oh, this is because it's doing the traveling thing, it's gonna miss a little bit of the Mad ability. That's fine. It does move the spawn point as well. So let's try and use the level 3 ability for the next wave. Let's go like this. I'm even gonna target the Mad onto these ceramics a little bit. This is gonna be enough. Oh, this is not looking good actually. I mean, we do have the level 10. Oh, we have to use it. Okay, so let's use the level 10 then. And this spawn point getting moved is actually so annoying. Is the Mad ability gonna come off cooldown for the third wave? Because we have nothing else. This is so annoying. I think it might. That's a full wave of ceramics. Let me just use it. Barely comes off cooldown. Man, this spawn point getting moved is so annoying actually. Alright, and a lot of small balloons as well. I'm actually using the Mad to target the small balloons, which is not what you want to be doing. You just want to be targeting the boss. We get the level 10 ability just on time to swipe. Man, this is risky, guys. I just don't defend the boss like this. This is super risky. I mean, if you do make it happen though, this is pretty, you know, cheap. I don't want to say optimal, but it's kind of a cheap way to do the boss, right? But there goes the tier 2. The Mad is absolutely insane as usual versus these bosses. And let's just get going, honestly. Let me sell the Mad. How much money do we have? 121. So that's more than enough to get the Banana Central. First things first, let me just get an overclock for this guy. And then we need to work on replacing all these central markets with the BRFs and then absorb them so we free up some space. Alright, so we have a little bit of a defense problem because finally the 0-4 favorite traits and Sada are starting to, well, not be enough for all these blues. Let's upgrade this guy to the 0-4, believe it or not. I think I'm just going to keep it as a sharpshooter. And then if we need to do anything, I'm going to upgrade it a little bit further, because we're going for the Dark Paragon for the next year. Alright guys, so this is how things are going so far. We got the Banana Central, which is getting overclocked. We got the Wall Street, and I placed 5 BRFs here in the middle. I'm just gonna buy the Monkeyopolis, honestly, before the next year of boss arrives, so we can free up some space and get some of the max monkeys back actually. And I'm just gonna replace all these guys with BRFs, and I think that is pretty much gonna be everything that I buy in terms of farming before the tier 3 arrives. So the boss appears in the next round, and here is a little bit of a problem. I bought all 3 tier 5 dark monkeys, but look at this one. The number of available monkeys is 2, so we cannot have any sacrificial towers to make this guy a lot stronger. So here's what I was thinking. The Dark Monkey is actually kind of a unique paragon because there's this monkey knowledge which allows you to have 2 crossbow masters, and tier 5s actually count pretty decently into the paragon formula. So we can get away with the tier 3 by having like a degree 20 dart or something like that. I mean, maybe we can even just put like an extra $50,000 just so we get a higher degree, but this is like 100% not gonna work on any of the other paragons. So tier 4 and tier 5, we're gonna have to do something else. So let's go like this. Let me just put in like 50k into this guy. Honestly, just have it like this. And what's the degree that we got on this guy? I think it was about 30-ish. Yeah, there we go. So 30 should be more than enough for a 75% HP phase, right? I mean, he is gonna do a little bit of jumping, and we didn't exactly start attacking him as soon as possible, but yeah, oh, the damage is just so overwhelming at this point. I mean, a good thing about these paragons is that, you know, you have all these tier 5s which take away 3 monkey slots, but then it combines itself into 1, so you actually get some space freed up. So now we should have a couple of, oh, there we go, we have 4 monkeys left which we can use for farming. This is, I have a feeling this is gonna be really important that we get a couple of farms up as well. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to fit any of these farms in the range of these monkey city villages that I have, so honestly I'm just gonna go for something like this, a couple of central markets that we're gonna have to sell them anyways in a couple of rounds because the next tier of boss is gonna appear. But yeah, that's gonna be the tier 3, so pretty I want to say pretty easy. And there's like this Dark Paragon honestly is a little bit of an outlier in terms of what you can do when your total amount of towers is limited. But for the tier 4, I was actually thinking we go a little bit harder on the Boomerang Paragon, so I'm gonna see you guys in a second for that one. Alright guys, so I'm waiting very patiently with all these central markets because I want to allow them to make as much money as possible, but the time has come. Let's sell all 3 of them. Let's get our boomers going. I have the Boomer Paragon somewhere around here on the side, and then again, no sacrificial towers at all. I mean, you could probably sell some farms and then just like buy the Boomer Paragon Paragon and rebuy all the farms. Honestly, I don't feel like doing that. I don't think that's necessary. Wait, am I missing like... Oh, I bought the I bought the turbocharger. I'm missing the bottom pad. Okay, let's go like this. And then we should probably make this guy the main one, right? Let's also save a little bit of cash because the last one is gonna be the Ninja Paragon. So put about 500k into this Paragon. What's the degree? 44. All right, 44 seems pretty respectable, I think. So it's gonna be more than enough for the tier 4, but how much damage is gonna be doing on the tier 5? Not exactly sure. I think the Ninja is gonna have to carry. Oh, actually, you know how we can save a slot? We should sell Sada because we're defending with Paragons. I should have done this a little bit earlier, but yeah, that's one like monkey slot back. Let's buy some BRFs now. Now with the Boomer Paragon, it should be going super fast. Oh yeah, look at the damage. I mean, these two guys, actually, you know what's really nice, that the boss is near the edge of the map and all of these Juggernaut balls are kind of going back into it. So the Dart Paragon is, you know, lifting a little bit of the weight for this tier 4 Paragon as well, but I think the Boomer is doing amazing by itself. Yeah, 1.6 million pops on this guy. Alright, honestly, I mean, we are defeating this guy, but I'm very worried about the tier 5 because I'm not sure if this is just like phase or is there something wrong with our setup, but this guy is actually jumping a lot. Like, he's on the bottom track and one more jump and he's like out of here. So we do have the tier 4, but I'm actually kind of concerned about the tier 5 watching this. Oh man, should we have farmed a little bit more or what's happening with this one? I don't know. The tier 5 is gonna be fun. We're actually gonna sell all these farms, so we're gonna have a decently sized Ninja Paragon, just hoping that that guy carries, guys. That's gonna be all the Ninja Paragon, I feel like. Alright, 119. This is the one, guys. Let's get rid of this bad balloon and then we're gonna sell all these farms, see how much money we're gonna end up with. 2.2 million. Is this gonna be enough? We do have a lot of our monkeys back, so this is gonna be kind of high degree in the ninja, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so 15 ninjas that we bought in total, and each one of these guys needs to have 6 upgrades in total, so that's what we're gonna be going for. The 204. I know that the 402 is a little bit cheaper, but it's like a little bit more efficient when it comes to the cash sacrifices if you buy the upgrades instead of using the slider. And I think I want to make this guy the Ascended Shadow. So 500k and then put all the money into this thing. What is the degree? 61, I think I saw. Yeah, there we go. It's a 61. All right, so this is gonna be enough. 61 on the ninja, 44 on the boomer, and then 30 on the dart. Let's see if these guys can do it. How much HP does the boss have? Like 12 million HP. All right. I mean, oh, look at those charges. Those charges are doing work. Yes, this is exactly what you want to see. Is it gonna be enough though? We have 5 skulls to go through, and unless these charges just like start going to work, this is probably not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit nervous after watching the tier 4. We had the dart in the boomer, and actually FaZe made it pretty far. So hopefully the ninja starts attacking with the main attack kind of soonish. You want to have it here on the backside as well. So it's gonna go like this. It's gonna do a travel right now, and then on the way back, and also before it exits, we're gonna be able to do a lot of damage to it. I also I honestly forgot to save a little bit of cash for these damage amplification towers. So I guess let's just go like this. Just buy like a cope and brilliant here on the side. Man, this 20 tower limit, this can actually be kind of annoying, huh? I thought it was not gonna be too much of an issue the first time I saw it, but it can be sneaky, I feel like. Yeah, unless you're careful, unless you're farming good, it can be a little bit sneaky, and we are about 2/3 of the way there, but there's like 2 more skulls. So there's like 2 more jumps. So actually it's 1 more jump. Oh, it's actually 1 more jump. Okay, that's very relieving. Alright, so I think we actually do have this one, right? Let's see how far this guy is gonna jump now, and he's gonna be just in range of all the paragons, so it was a good idea to have all of them here towards the right side a little bit more, I think. But yeah, just the ninja charges in combination with like the boomer. We're using everything, guys. The orbiting glaives, the normal attacks, the charges from the ninja, and they actually do get it done. So getting those sacrificial monkeys on the ninja paragon on the last year was super important. I think it goes to show how important these sacrificial towers are, just making the paragons, but we actually do get it done. And yeah, this can be a sneaky one, although I want to say this was a little bit easier than I thought overall. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.